They sell you the dream with a smile. A sunlit backyard. A street so quiet it feels like time slows when you drive down it. A home that promises memories before you've even lived them. The glossy brochure boasts about schools, neighborhood prestige, and how buying is a smart investment. What it never tells you is the invisible thread that holds your entire dream together. Water. Not the sparkling kind you sip at the kitchen table. Not the water filling the pool on a lazy afternoon. The water that decides whether your home is a treasure or a ticking financial trap. Across the country, cities are expanding, developers keep building, and buyers keep signing contracts, all as if water flows endlessly from the tap. But nature never signed the paperwork. Imagine this. One day, your backyard irrigation stops. Your tap runs dry. Bills rise quietly, steadily, until your dream home becomes an anchor, not a sanctuary. This isn't fear-mongering. It's math, policy, and reality colliding. We've analyzed the cities where water risk is no longer theoretical. The warning signs are clear, yet the real estate machine rolls on. 10 cities. 10 lessons in how scarcity can silently shape the future of your investment. Let's begin. Number 1. Buckeye, Arizona. Just beyond Phoenix lies Buckeye, once the nation's fastest-growing city. Promises of booming population and affordable housing drew investors like moths to a flame. Median home prices are around $400,000, a perfect entry point for first-time buyers. But the reality is harsh. Water that was supposed to fuel this growth doesn't exist. Regulatory decisions now declare new developments unsustainable. Groundwater cannot support the projected population. Homes, schools, and infrastructure approved yesterday are now tied to a fantasy. This isn't a temporary shortage. This is a permanent, structural shutdown of growth. Buyers are effectively purchasing dreams on a half-finished ship that may never sail. The broader lesson? Real estate can be sold on promises nature will not honor. Buckeye is the ultimate cautionary tale. A booming city with no water safety net. A real estate time bomb waiting to tick. Number 2. Phoenix, Arizona. Move 20 minutes east, and you hit Phoenix. The sprawling desert metropolis is home to nearly 5 million people, with median housing around $490,000. Sunshine and opportunity make it tempting, but the illusion is breaking. In 2023, state regulators stopped issuing new groundwater-based permits. Why? The city cannot guarantee a sustainable water supply for 100 years. The projected shortfall is nearly 5 million acre-feet, enough to make your head spin, but undeniable in its reality. Phoenix's growth machine is now at a crossroads. Investing here is a bet on technological fixes, imported water, and conservation measures. But the question remains, can buyers trust that tomorrow's water supply will match today's promises? Owning a home here is no longer just about lifestyle, it's about risk management. Number 3. Scottsdale, Arizona. A short drive from Phoenix brings you to Scottsdale, a desert luxury resort masquerading as a city. Lush golf courses, sparkling fountains, and meticulously manicured lawns give the impression of endless abundance. Median homes hover around $800,000. Beneath this beauty, however, lies a harsh reality. Historically, Scottsdale sold excess Colorado River water to nearby communities. But unprecedented drought forced the city to halt these sales abruptly in early 2023, leaving neighbors scrambling for alternative supplies at massive cost. This is the essence of the new water reality. Scarcity does not discriminate based on price. But when push comes to shove, survival is prioritized by exclusivity. Scottsdale is a cautionary tale. Prosperity does not guarantee security. Owning here means securing a seat on a lifeboat, while others are left behind. Luxury cannot shield you from ecological truth. Number 4. Las Vegas, Nevada. From the green oasis of Arizona to the blazing Mojave, Las Vegas rises like a neon mirage in the desert. Median housing hovers around $450,000, affordable on paper, but dangerously dependent on a single resource, the Colorado River, stored in Lake Mead. The lake is shrinking visibly, leaving a white bathtub ring that serves as a stark warning. Las Vegas has embraced extreme conservation lawns, replaced with desert landscaping, water recycling, and incentives for households to reduce consumption. Yet, the city continues approving new developments and welcoming millions of tourists each year. It's a paradox. Conservation at home, excess everywhere else. The system works until it doesn't. A home in Las Vegas is a bet against nature itself. Every pool, garden, and lawn leans on fragile balance. When that balance breaks, the consequences hit your wallet and your property's value. Number 5. Cape Coral, Florida. Now, we pivot to the southeast. Cape Coral appears idyllic. Canals crisscross the city, homes with private docks, and median prices around $400,000. Waterfront living feels attainable and luxurious. But here's the catch. The water you see isn't necessarily the water you drink. The city relies on a shallow freshwater aquifer, while canals connect to the salty Gulf. Rapid development over decades has pumped the aquifer faster than it can replenish, allowing saltwater to seep into wells. The solution? Massive reverse osmosis plants, filtering the water before it reaches taps highly energy-intensive and costly. With costs passed to residents, the irony is brutal. Buying a home for the view now comes with an invisible surcharge to make the water safe. Cape Coral is a prime example of how the very feature that makes a city desirable, its water, can quietly become its largest financial and environmental liability. Number 6. San Diego, California. Heading back to the West Coast, San Diego presents a near-perfect lifestyle. Ocean breezes, beaches, and homes often exceeding $1 million. It's easy to feel insulated from risk. But San Diego imports nearly all of its water, often from strained systems hundreds of miles away. The city sits at the end of the pipeline, making it vulnerable to shortages upstream. To mitigate this, San Diego invested in one of the hemisphere's largest desalination plants. Desalinated water is expensive. Household bills rise quietly but consistently. Paradise comes with a hidden cost. You pay a premium for the home, a premium for the lifestyle, and then a monthly premium just to keep water flowing. At some point, buyers must ask themselves, is the cost of sustaining paradise worth the dream they were sold? Number 7. Salt Lake City, Utah. Heading north, Salt Lake City seems calm, prosperous, and orderly. Median homes hover around $550,000. But the Great Salt Lake tells a different story. Decades of water diversion for agriculture and urban use have shrunk the lake dramatically. Exposed lakebeds release toxic dust when winds blow. Snowfall patterns weaken, threatening the region's drinking water supply. Residents may still feel insulated by apparent prosperity, but the dual threats of air quality and water scarcity quietly erode security. Owning a home here increasingly means balancing environmental hazards against lifestyle. Nature doesn't care about perception when systems fail. Property values and health feel the impact first. Number 8. San Antonio, Texas. Venture into Central Texas, and you reach San Antonio, a city that charms with its history, culture, and relatively affordable housing. Median homes hover around $300,000, tempting buyers fleeing the coasts. But beneath the charm lies a fragile truth. San Antonio depends almost entirely on the Edwards Aquifer, a vast underground reservoir. While millions rely on it daily, the aquifer's health is threatened by urban sprawl. Concrete and asphalt replace land that once absorbed rainwater, reducing natural recharge. The city grows too fast. Developers build over the most sensitive zones, trading long-term stability for short-term profit. During droughts, water levels drop sharply, triggering usage limits that pinch households and neighborhoods. This is not a sudden disaster, it's erosion, happening quietly over decades. Every new home reduces the margin of safety. For buyers, affordable becomes meaningless if the foundation of supply is disappearing beneath their feet. San Antonio is a lesson in subtle danger. Prosperity is seductive, but infrastructure is finite. A home here is a bet on a system that may slowly unravel without warning. Number 9. El Paso, Texas. Travel west, and the desert opens into El Paso, a city framed by mountains, defined by resilience, and remarkably upfront about water challenges. Median homes are around $250,000, combining affordability with decades of careful planning. El Paso invested early in conservation, desalination, and water reuse programs. Yet, even this foresight has limits. The Rio Grande, a historic lifeline, often runs thin or dry due to upstream use and prolonged drought. The city now relies heavily on underground aquifers, which are being depleted faster than nature can replenish. Advanced wastewater treatment converts sewage back into drinking water. A technological marvel, yet extremely costly. Residents feel the impact through rising bills and assessments. El Paso's story illustrates a harsh reality. Water scarcity is not always about sudden catastrophe. Often, it quietly reshapes who can afford to live in a community, transforming affordability into financial pressure over time. Number 10. Los Angeles, California. Finally, we return to the West Coast giant, Los Angeles. The city seems invincible: luxury cars on endless freeways, manicured lawns under palm trees, swimming pools glittering like trophies of abundance. Homes routinely exceed $1 million, enticing buyers to assume life's essentials are guaranteed. But LA does not survive on local water. Hundreds of miles of aqueducts, the Colorado River, and Northern California snowpack supply its taps. All are shrinking. The Colorado River is stretched thin across multiple states, while California's snowpack is erratic, making long-term planning nearly impossible. Construction continues. Developers reassure buyers, calling supply adequate. Yet, adequate today does not mean sustainable tomorrow. Water agencies have already approved significant rate increases, passing costs directly to homeowners. The hidden expense grows quietly, a silent surcharge, invisible in listings, mortgage calculations, or lifestyle budgets. Luxury here is not free. It is a constant, creeping financial demand. Owning a home in Los Angeles is no longer just a purchase, it's a commitment to absorb costs dictated by nature, not the market. A final warning. 10 cities. 10 stories. One unmistakable truth. Water is no longer invisible. It is the ultimate measure of whether a home is truly secure. Some cities pave over their only lifeline. Some ration what little remains. Some sell luxury while quietly restricting neighbors. And some sell dreams built on resources that no longer exist. The lesson is uncomfortable but simple. The real cost of a home is not what's on the listing. It is the water that feeds it, the infrastructure that sustains it, and the future that may or may not arrive. Think beyond curb appeal, beyond manicured lawns and sunlit rooms. Look into where the water comes from, how stable it is, and what long-term pressures exist. Every property is a bet, not just on location or design, but on life itself. Because one day, you might wake up, turn the tap, and realize the dream you bought was built on a foundation that nature refuses to honor. If there's one takeaway, it's this. Real estate is sold as a promise, but water is the true guarantor. And when that guarantee falters, even the most beautiful homes can become financial burdens. Before you buy, pause. Investigate, ask hard questions about supply, infrastructure, and sustainability. A house is more than walls and windows, it's a bet on the life you hope to live. And no matter how sunny the street looks, the foundation may already be cracking beneath your feet.